Well, council says it won't rush resumption of the Horton Park golf course over Christmas, even though the club has officially turned down a $39 million takeover offer. But as Maroochydor's business community waits for movement at the site, other smaller projects are providing an economic stopgap.
For 2 years, this prime commercial properties sat empty and overgrown.
We've been ready to build, but unfortunately the banks have been a bit tight with money and it's been a bit difficult to get across the line.
But finally, work is about to begin on a 2-storey commercial office building. It's a $14.5 million project. A positive sign the economy is starting to recover from the GFC.
This site here will probably generate in the order of around about 150 to 200 people working on the site at its boom.
70% of ground-level office space has already sold.
Now that we're actually starting, there's a lot more confidence in the product and we should be very successful.
Hutchinson's builders are also responsible for the multi-level government office building near the Maroochy RSL. It will be finished early March.
The Maroochydore CBD, as we like to call it, is starting to take some.
Local developers say the industry has suffered the worst of the economic downturn and is moving into recovery. They're hoping a tourism campaign will show the world the Sunshine Coast is back in business.
Turning the soil at this construction site is a turning point in the local economy. The $14.5 million corporate centre in Maroochydore will hold more than 30 small businesses. Economic experts say it proves the coast development and corporate sectors are in recovery.
I think we'll see a lot of growth in the coming years now. There's an enormous amount of growth in the CBD of Maroochydore. It is certainly going to become the heart of the Sunshine Coast.
The Chamber of Commerce hopes that once big businesses have seen what the coast has to offer, they'll consider relocation.
It's a great place to come here for holidays, and it's a great place to work. And one of the things that the Sunshine Coast definitely needs to do is diversify its economy.
And these days you can operate a business from anywhere. You don't have to be in the major city to run a lot of business.
Jennifer Nichols, 7 News.
A major milestone in the construction on an inner-city office block was reached today. The corporate centre in Maroochydore will house 37 offices. More than 1,500 square metres of concrete was trucked in to lay down the first floor of the commercial building. Developers say it's a step in the right direction for the local construction industry.
We're pouring 345 cubic metres of concrete today, which has got to be one of the largest pours on the Sunshine Coast for quite some time.
The building will be ready for business by September this year.
The Sunshine Coast construction industry is finally showing some signs of recovery. After a wet summer, work on a host of large developments is finally taking off.
It's a sight for sore eyes, the construction industry getting back on its feet.
It's been extremely quiet. There's been very few cranes, except for one in Maroochydore. No other little small buildings going up.
Builders have been hit hard by a wet summer and economic slowdown, highlighted by the collapse of the Aidenbrook Home Sunshine Coast franchise in February. But now proof there's light at the end of the tunnel. Work on a multi-million-dollar major corporate centre in full swing after 3 years in limbo. And it's thirsty work with almost 350 cubic metres of concrete poured.
Hopefully that will mean less tradies hopping in their utes and heading off down to Brisbane. They can get work on the Sunshine Coast.
More construction that is here on the coast will give us that spike in employment, will give us that spike and injection of revenue into, not just the industry, it's the flow-on effect as well.
Developers believe this is just the start of a major recovery in the local construction industry. And with 3 major projects underway, the future is looking bright. The first sod has already been turned on the site for the new Harvey Norman store.
It's been hard, but now it's turning, it's changing. So we've got a big smile. We're like little boys in a mud puddle. It's all starting to happen and we can see it.
Michelle Zidell, WE News.